Hello, Randy Rain here, and haha, you clicked on a video about dolls. You like dolls, you're a girl. But don't click away, I'm only playing. Don't be a baby, alright? Now, yes, this is a video about a shower and bath playset for a doll. And it's not the normal thing that I repair on this channel, but that's because it's not mine and I'm fixing it for someone else. Now you would think it has something to do with Barbie, but it actually has something to do with Betty Teen. Now if you're like me, you have no earthly idea what Betty Teen is. So I looked it up. I was curious, so I Googled Betty Teen shower. Well, if you don't want to look at pornography, then don't Google Betty Teen shower. Now if you do want to look at young naked women in showers, then Betty Teen shower is not bad. All right, but for what you want to look for the doll is Betty Teen doll, and there you can find all kinds of stuff. And I found this website here, and it pretty much explains everything. They came out in the 80s, got popular in the 90s. They're really not meant to be collected, but they are now. They're really meant to be played with by children. Really popular in Russia, and the actual playset I have here came from Czechoslovakia. It was sold in North America, but it was called the Gloria doll here. It also says that there's some rare friends of Betty Teen, and there's one named Randi Teen. Now don't go Googling Randi Teen shower. I don't know what you're going to find. I don't want to know what you're going to find. But whatever it is, it can't be good. But anyway, this thing's supposed to be super rare, like 3 of these are known, or this one plus 3, I don't really know. But anyway, come on, come with me. Let's fix this little play set shower thing. So what is this little Betty Teen shower thing? Well, you're supposed to fill the little basin up, and the little spigot works, and the shower works. So if it has to do with water, what do you think is wrong with it? Well, my first thought is, of course, corrosion. But have a look at the battery compartment. Clean as a whistle. Nothing. So it takes 2C batteries, and I put the 2C batteries in there. And nothing. So it doesn't work at all. So basically what's supposed to happen is you fill a little basin full of water, and the little knob here is the switch. And then it comes out the faucet, and then on the faucet there's a valve you can turn, and it pushes it to the shower, and so it will come out the shower, and it just circulates, but it's not circulating. So it's time to open this little thing up. It's already been opened up by my friend, and I have the other screws in a little bag, so there's only 2 holding it closed. And you can see, just like the battery compartment, that it's clean as a whistle. Looks like it's never been used before. But then I did notice this wire here. This wire looks like it's been crushed when the 2 pieces were screwed together. Could that be what it is? Well, of course not. The video would be over by now. That's what it is. But I checked the continuity, and it's just fine. So that's good. So I put some batteries back inside this thing, and I get it situated. I cut this tape. I don't need this tape. Get it where I can actually work with it, and I test the current. So is it going through all the wires? And I can totally get to the switch, and I can get to the motor, and yeah, there's electricity getting to everything. No idea why it's not working. So that means that wire's fine, and I have to get into the whole pump system here. So I unscrew it. It's just 2 screws holding it in place. And it has these vinyl tubes here. And I don't know what glue they used, but it's all over the place. But I didn't think anything would actually stick to vinyl. When it wasn't coming off and I was about to destroy everything, I decided just to desolder everything to make it easy on myself. And so I tried everything, and tried the screwdriver and some pliers, and eventually I got it off of there. But that was just one. That was the easy one. That was the one exposed. The one below here, I tried and tried. The screwdriver, the pliers, you name it. And finally, being a little too hard on it, it broke. But I can always fix that, so I just moved on and started taking this thing apart. A couple more screws and I was able to get the motor separated. So I need to desolder everything here as well. And here's a little thing I learned on this one. Don't use a little Sharpie to mark which side the wires go on, because by the time you're done with it, you've rubbed the Sharpie away. I've learned since this video, just get something to scratch it. Scratch it onto the metal on the side there and make a mark. That's not going to come off. Trust me, Sharpies do. But you can see after I got it desoldered that the motor is rusted. The whole shaft here, it can't spin, and it's just completely rusted here at the end. But that's nothing that can't be fixed. And people ask me all the time about fixing motors, and I do it quite often on my videos. And I can never remember which one to tell them to go watch for it to show it. So I'm going to remember this one. It's the doll video. But anyway, this works on most motors, okay? There are some motors that are crimp closed, but most of them have these little tabs that you can peel back here, and this little end will come off. And this end is plastic, and it holds the brushes. Those are called brushes. The center here is called the armature, and I can't get it out, so I'm just using 3-in-1 oil to penetrate the rust and let it break down. And with some pliers, I was able to turn it and get it moving, and eventually I got it out of there. And then I just put some more 3-in-1 oil on there and just let it soak. Then on the brushes, I put 3-in-1 oil on it and just use a little Q-tip, a little cotton swab or something, just a paper towel, anything, doesn't matter. Kind of get the old grease that's been built up on there off. And then on the armature, this part where the brushes connect, that's called your commutator, that needs to be clean as well. So just some more 3-in-1 oil. Then I clean the housing again and get more rust off of it, but it still needed to soak. So while that was soaking, I was trying to figure out exactly how this little pump works. So this shaft pushes in to this section, and I was kind of really not knowing what was going on here, and I was just trying to clean it. And then I realized there's a little rubber grommet here. And so I guess this little rubber grommet that the shaft sticks through, this was what's supposed to keep the water out. And I guess it just didn't do a very good job. And then inside this housing that is covered in some sort of epoxy glue or something that there's no way I can get into it. Inside there is a little impeller, and that has a hole where the shaft sticks into, and then that spins. So a little more cleaning on the housing, and I got all the rust off of it. And then you just put the motor back together, and there's always a way to line it up. There'll be a little notch somewhere and then a little outer section on the plastic to fit into that notch. And it has to go that way. And then once you find that, you just bend the tabs back over. And then really soak the thing down with some more 3-in-1 oil. And then put some power to it and just let it go for a little while. Then what I decided to do was take some machine grease here and just go ahead and put some right here on the shaft. That'll help keep water out if it ever makes it this far. And then put the rubber grommet on there, and that'll seal up around there. Clean excess off of the shaft because that has to poke into the impeller. And then I put some more of the little machine grease on the inside where the grommet's going to go. Line up the impeller, and then you can push this motor in, and if you can grab that impeller with the shaft, it'll go on. And the rubber grommet will smush up against all that grease, and that should be pretty watertight. Then the casing goes back on, screw it down, give it a little test. Sounds pretty good. And then solder the wires back on. So that's working, but now I gotta get this piece off of here that has the little broken piece on it so I can glue it back. But still, I have no idea how in the world they managed to glue so tightly this vinyl. So that's when I decided that I'll just use a knife and just cut it away. And so with a few little slices into it, I was eventually able to peel it away and get it out. And then I did the same thing to the little piece that I need. And even then it took a little bit. Then with some CA glue, this piece easily went right back where it was. And I just put some more CA glue around it, and it's just as strong as it ever was. And I have some vinyl tubing. It's a little bit thicker than the stuff that came on it, but it fits, so it'll work. And I'm not gluing anything. It should be solid enough, just smashing it on there. And this tubing is tough. I had to grab some pliers and force it on there. Then on the piece on the top, since I'm already replacing everything, I decided to go ahead and just cut this piece off as well and replace it. So now we have some really nice thick tubing, a working pump. So time to screw this thing all back together. I went ahead and cut off that piece of smushed wire just in case it would be a problem. And everything gets soldered back. And the bottom gets put on, and batteries get put in the thing. Alright, it now has some water in it. Here's the little shower head. So turn it on. I don't have any dolls. I got a Princess Leia Star Wars figure. She's in an oversized bath here, so. So you see, it wasn't that bad, and you actually enjoyed this, didn't you? And if you did, please hit that like button. And if you want to see more stuff like this, you know what to do. Hit that subscribe button. And I want to thank these people right here. These are patrons, and actually one of these people owns that little shower play set. And if you want me to fix your stuff, it's a perfect way to do it, is to become a patron. There's other perks, all kinds of stuff, so if you want to go check it out, there's a link, of course. Anyway, thanks for watching.